Good morning, everybody. Top of the Sunday morning to everybody. Hopefully I've caught your attention with the title once again, and we'll get straight into it because I don't want to do long boring videos. Send enough of you to sleep as it is. So quite simply, what I think about Scott, Lou, Hannah, Steve, Warren. You can put what I think about them all in a nutshell, which basically is nothing bad. I haven't got a bad word to say against any of them. What's that? What hear you say? That's not what I've been getting from the... Actually, if you want to go back and have a look, you'll notice I've mentioned their names on a few occasions. And you'll notice that at times I've been a bit annoyed and a bit angry. But you'll also notice that I haven't actually said anything detrimental about them. My focus has been quite clear. And so I'm going to go over that. For them personally, I've got nothing bad to say against them. I want their channels to succeed. I do not want any of you to unsubscribe from their channels. Don't want that. I wouldn't ask that. I wouldn't want that. In fact, I would say, not only do I want you not to unsubscribe from their channels, but to the people that haven't subscribed, I would say go and subscribe to their channels because they do some good stuff. They do some interesting stuff. You know, you can't take that away from people when they're good at something or when they've got something to offer or whatever. I can't, just because there's a row going on, you can't just take away all of that stuff. They've got good channels and they've got good content, and they've now all got a nice bit of confidence to just get on and just do, right? Excuse me. So I've been quite focused. Issue number one is, I've said all the way along, Warren misunderstood, he got a few things wrong and he went off half-cocked. Now, it's not the first time he's done that, and do you know what? Warren's not on his own there. You know, can I hold my hands up and go, I've never gone off half-cocked? I don't think so. Of course I have, and so have probably every one of you. He made a few mistakes and he went off half-cocked and he got a few things wrong. What caused me a massive problem over Christmas was the fact that when it all kicked off and went the way it did, the only thing I say about the people I've mentioned, Lou and Hannah and Steve and Scott, is that I sent them all a text, nobody would call me. You know, that's not me going like that to them, is it? It's not me speaking bad of them, it's just me going, well, you know, I don't know what's going on because no one's calling me, no one's talking to me. And then I think in one video I was a bit annoyed, I called them a band of brothers or something like that. Or the famous five or something like that. But, you know, but still, I've not had a bad word to say against any of them. Not them, nor their families, and nor would I. My issue, focused, mistakes, misunderstandings, misconstrues, led to a row. Row kicked off big time. Row was on camera. Difficult to take it all back when it's on camera, and so on and so on and so on and so on. So that's my first issue. Now, I was going to have nothing to do. I didn't want to watch any videos. I wasn't interested in what anybody had to say about me because every single one of those people that I've just mentioned have the absolute right to go on their channel and slate my business if they want. They are entitled to go on and make fun of my mystery parcels. They're entitled to go on and make fun of my prints. And if they want to, they're entitled to set light to one. They paid for it. It's theirs. They can do what they like with it. And I can't say anything against that. I slate 288 Group and they're all mint enough. So I can't dictate that other people can't say something bad about my business. Crack on. Whatever you want to say, go and say. No problem. And then I've got a choice to make. I can either be like Ian Glenn and stay quiet and never answer any questions, or I can come on a camera and answer those questions, which I wasn't prepared to do. Didn't want to know, didn't want to waste my time. Move on. I've got to focus. I've got the crowdfunder going on. I've got all these issues going on. I've got the jobs and the wages and the money and everything going on. And it's Christmas and, you know, not using it, but my dad died and all these things. So I've got all this stuff going on, so I'm trying to stay focused. So there's all this stuff going on and I'm trying to stay focused. So if people want to go out there and run off me and run me down and run down the business, that's fine. I ain't got a problem with that. And I wouldn't have had a problem with people going off and doing their own thing on their own channels anyway, because I would support that 100%, still will. I'm happy to sponsor every single one of them. I ain't got a problem with that. I haven't got a problem with that. Want their channels to succeed. And will happily sponsor each and every one of you if you wanted it, because I want your channels to succeed. I don't want them not to succeed. But I was handed, because there was so many things going wrong in that video, and like I say, I wasn't watching anything until somebody that I respect sent me a link to that 4.5 hour video and said, Ian, I think you need to watch this because this is going to give you some idea of why they're all leaving. I really don't want to watch it, but all right, I'll watch it. So I started watching it. And I got, you know, where it got past the beginning, the text messages and all of that, and then it got on to some unpleasant words, and then Fran was brought into it. And it was one of those things where once Fran was brought into it in a way that she was brought into it, that's all I heard. So it was like, even though I'm watching it now for another hour, it's just going in one ear and out the other. I'm not really paying much attention to what's going on because I'm sitting there getting more and more wound up and more raging about my Fran being brought into it, in the way she was brought into it. And that's what bothered me. So I started answering it, and I answered it with the text messages. Well, that took an hour and a half. So now I'm ready to start answering the rest of that video. But you see, to me now it doesn't matter. Now it doesn't matter what's in that video. I don't know if anybody else joined the stream. That's why I've been saying, whoever was on that stream, put the pressure on, take it down. I don't know who's on the stream other than Steve. I know Steve's on the stream, but I don't know anybody else that was on the stream because I only got just under 2 hours in and I haven't seen the rest yet. I haven't had the time or the inclination, to be honest, because not too far into it, I've now hit a 50-foot wall. Doesn't matter what happens in the rest of that stream. This is a sticking point now. You brought my wife into it. You said some stuff about my wife that was really slanderous and unpleasant. And there's two areas there, you see. There's one area, that's my wife. The other area is, that's her profession. You're calling both into question. And that's really, really, I was going to say dangerous, but not dangerous, but it's really like, well, it can be dangerous when people do things like that. It can be dangerous to someone for their job. What can, you know, you certainly don't want rumours flying about that are just based on nothing but supposition or mistakes or untruths or whatever. So, for me, that's it. That's a bit we've hit. You know, and I will not rest until that video is taken down. If each and every one of you stand by everything else that's in that video, fine. Take the video down, chop out the bit where you slandered Fran, and then put it back up again, and we'll resume. I'm happy to do that because, for me, as a businessman, it's a drama. I do want to make friends. I did think I had some of you as friends. But I mean, you know, and I don't mean this horribly or unkind in any way, but, you know, if someone's a friend, surely they give you a bell. Make sure you're all right. Especially when you've asked them to. They wouldn't ignore you. And it hurt that it was, you know, it did hurt both of us that it was over Christmas. I mean, that really spoilt our Christmas. Our Christmas was absolute garbage. because of that. I mean, how could it not be garbage? Because it was going on every day. Every day. I mean, even now, all over Christmas, even now, last night, you know, getting these phone calls from that Alex Blondon. You know what I mean? Or so-called Alex Blondon, whatever his name is. People pick up the mantle and on they go, on they go, on they go. I did a video about the watchdog email, and I'm going, you know, and I'm putting that at Warren's door. It may not be Warren at the end of the day. It's just that he was the one that mentioned the Great British Con House. Someone, if it's not Warren, has picked up on that. If that hadn't have been mentioned, that person wouldn't have picked up on it. And if they hadn't have picked up on it, they wouldn't have sent those emails. So it's come from that. Sorry if that makes me angry, but it's come from that. It's there in black and white. It's come from that. And that only started from those streams. So, you know, people have to take responsibility. You have to take your own responsibility for when you make your own mistakes. I can't take responsibility for you. I've got to take enough responsibility for what's going on with my business and all the bloody mistakes I've made and all the times I could have made a better decision. I've got to take responsibility for that now. That's when the buck stops here. That's when it comes home to roost in a situation like this. Because there's no one for me to go off and blame. Everybody can blame me. Of course they can, because it's me. I'm at the top. But I can't go off and blame everybody else. My wife was called into question. Don't anybody expect me to back down. You know, and if you can sit there, any one of you, and say, well, if it was my wife, I'd back down. Really? Would you? I think your wife might have something to say about that. Because she might think, well, you're not very loyal. Are you the sort of bloke I want to be with for the rest of my life? You wouldn't back me. You'd drop it just like that, no? No, I haven't even started yet. This is my wife we're talking about. You brought my wife into it, boom. Doesn't matter what else there is. Doesn't matter what there is after that. Doesn't matter what else has been said. I haven't even started on it. I haven't listened to half of it. And at the moment, I don't care. My wife was brought into it, and I am standing my ground. What do I think of Scott? I think Scott is the nicest man in coins. I think Hannah's lovely. I like Lou. Lou cracks me right up. I love Lou. She cracks me right up. I like the way she's so forthright, etc. Steve, I really enjoy Steve's company. I like Steve a lot. I haven't got a problem with any one of them. None of them. Warren, I got on really well with Warren. I thought we were friends. He made a mistake. I can't get over that. I made a mistake. I made a load of mistakes. I keep making mistakes, and I'll keep holding my hands up and going, I messed that right up. There's one thing, I'll tell you one thing that me and Warren have got in common right here, right now. Is that if you looked us in the eye and you were speaking to us in front of us and you said, there's one thing I can tell you, Warren, if there's one thing I can tell you, Ian, right, both of us, you could say, you handled it bloody badly. You handled it bloody badly. And neither of us could look you in the eye and say anything different. Of course we have. We've both handled it extremely badly. I haven't handled it the best way that I possibly could. And everybody that might be in a position like that, like me, like Warren, whatever, will have our own justifications and our own reasons and our own excuses as to why we handled it so bloody badly. I've got my excuses, no, Warren's got his and mine, justifications, all the rest of it. But the one thing, all right, we take all that crap away, you handled it badly. Yes, we did. He did, so did I. From there, it has escalated. Bringing my wife into it, calling her into question, calling her integrity into question, calling her honesty into question, calling her profession into question. Now we are at a insurpassable point, if that is the right word. We are at an impasse. Because I ain't gonna budge. I ain't gonna back down. Now all this stops and goes away if any video mentioning my wife comes down, gets taken off. If you really, really feel that strongly, and I'm saying this to each and every one of you, Warren included, all of you, if you really, really feel that strongly about everything else that's in the video, and you think, yeah, but all right, we take that bit down because that was out of order for Fran, but I don't want to take the rest down because we really think that we're right and all the rest of it. Great, fine, I'm happy with that. And we'll have a little tussle over that, and we'll get in the old video responses and all of that, and we'll just let it escalate. I'm happy with that because I'm happy to have this drama for free played out on my channel because it is bringing me a lot of subscribers and a lot of hits. So I'm happy for that. And, excuse me, because I know I've not done anything wrong. So if I know I've not done anything wrong, I'm happy to go the full distance. Makes no difference to me. But do it without that on it. But if that stuff about Fran doesn't come down, then I will not stop. And if that comes down and you put it back up again, then that's cool. Because, you know, if you've got the courage of all of you, got the courage of your convictions, even after everything that's happened and all the answers I've given, to still think that that video is correct, then put it back up. I'm happy for that. Take my wife out of it. Otherwise, this will go on forever, because I will never, ever, ever back down. My wife stayed with me for 20 years. She supported me. She's been loyal to me. I am not going to turn my back on her now over something as stupid as this. I'm planting my feet and I'm standing in front of her and I'm saying, come on, this is my wife we're talking about. Don't bring somebody's wife or family into it. Don't bring somebody's parents, alive or dead, into it. Don't do any of that. Try and have the decency of fighting fair. So there we go. So what do I think of them? I think they're all lovely people. I miss them. I miss talking to them. I miss having a crack with them. And I wish each and every one of them the best. I do. I wish each and every one of you the best. And I really, really hope that your channels succeed. And if there's anything we can do, just ask. I have no problem supporting your channels. I just won't support somebody that's gonna bring my wife and family into it. I'm sorry. You know, I'd support your channel even if you had something to say on camera that was detrimental towards my business. You know, we made a mistake and you've highlighted it on your channel. That would be like 288 Group sponsoring me. I've got a lot of stuff to say about them, but they come along and sponsor me because they go, well, you know, I know you're saying bad stuff about us, but we like what you're doing. You know, some sort of, I know that might be a ridiculous example, whatever, but what I'm trying to say is, I've got no bad feeling towards any of them, any of you, none whatsoever. You know, for you and your family, I wish you the best. And I hope that your channels succeed, and if there's anything we can do, your channels are still in playlists on our channel, and I won't take them down unless you ask me to take them down. If you don't want them there, I'll take them down. But if you want them there, I'll leave them up. I've got no problem with that. Because my channel has always been about helping each other from the beginning. That's all my channel's been about. Well, and my own personal stuff, but, you know, so it hasn't all my channel's been about, but you know what I mean. The channel has been a lot about helping other people for free. Not even for a cost, for free. I want to help other people for free. Hence the swap shop group, hence the volunteers group, hence the free content group. I mean, all ways, you know, and hence all the playlists that we've taken the time and trouble to add to and all the rest of it on our channel, on all the channels, all designed to help people for free. I ain't asking her any money for it. Anyway, so that's probably about all I've got to say. I don't want to take up too much time of anybody, but that is really how I feel. I saw Scott's video last night. I thought it was touching. I thought it was there was a word that came to mind actually, and it's just gone out of my bloody head now. But you know, I don't want you thinking I've got any bad feeling against you or your family. I have no bad feeling against you and your family. Mistakes happen. They happen all the time. You know, if any one of us didn't make any mistakes whatsoever, then I always say you must be related to Jesus then. Because he's about the only person I know, apart from God himself if there is one, they're about the only two people I know that never made mistakes. Even Mary Magdalene made a mistake or two. So none of us are perfect. We all make mistakes. Me, more than you lot put together. And I've always said, you go back through all my videos the last couple of years and you'll hear me say over and over again, it ain't about the mistake, it ain't about the mistake. Fuck. Sod the mistake. Don't matter about the mistake. What matters is how you deal with a mistake. That's what matters. That is what matters. That's what counts. How you deal with a mistake is what counts. Because that defines you and how you deal with them. They're not. And one of the last things I'll say is, you know, let's not be naive here, okay? Let's not be naive enough to think that all of this trouble all over Christmas, that was all come about because of misunderstandings and mistakes. You know, on my part too, I'm not blaming, because of course the one thing that kicked off the mistake was the fact that a bill didn't get paid. Although I still fail to see why that should annoy so many people, because, you know, it's only a week before or 2 weeks before or whatever it was that I did an insolvency video, so I laid it all out to everybody. How can people not think that I'm going to hit a point where I'm going to maybe have something like that happen? Of course it's going to happen. It's going to happen, and it's going to happen again and again and again until we get out of the financial troubles that we're in. But let's not be naive enough to please to think that all of that hasn't had a direct contribution to what's now going on with Logan and Kelly. You know, it's all very well people going, oh, well, I don't want them to lose their jobs. Well, I don't want them to lose their jobs, but that's what's happening. Sorry. You know, none of us want them to lose their jobs. They don't want them to lose their jobs. But not wanting somebody to lose their job doesn't stop them losing their job. The actions that have happened and the reactions to the things that have happened are what's led to a point of them losing their jobs. Let's please not be naive over that. You can't expect to have that kind of a shitstorm going on and it not affect the tills. The tills went chum, the take-ins chum down. Just like I showed you with that, you know, the example I gave about that watchdog letter, right? It doesn't matter to a point. It does matter whether it's Warren or not. Of course it matters, because I don't want to be blaming Warren for something that he hasn't done. However, to a point it doesn't matter, because it's the words that he said on the video that were used in the first watchdog letter and the second one and that one. So that's where it came from, right? So the reaction, every action has a reaction. We hear all that all the time, right? So because of the action of saying those things, the reaction to that is him or someone else has done that, right? Because he mentioned whatever, I went on and reacted to that and did my video, and then we got this latest Watchtower one using my dead dad against me in the letter, which, like I say, may not have come from Warren. But the point I'm making with that is that was a reaction, a domino effect from what was said. Pardon me. And that's proof in absolute black and white. That is proof of what happens in a domino effect based on what someone can say. Other things can just domino effect on and happen, right? Well, the domino effect of everything that happened is Kelly and Logan now looking like they're out of work. And I have got to do some miracles. Now, again, I'm not Jesus. I am not the Messiah. I have pulled a miracle or two in my lifetime. I don't know how I'm going to get out of this one, apart from making that crowdfunder work. And I'm already battling against the tide, because so many people have believed in how do I put it, in the stories that the untruths or the mistakes unfolded and got everybody to believe in. People have believed into that, bought into that, therefore think I'm a really bad man, and so on and so forth, just like that person with the letter. People have bought into it and bought into it and bought into it. And what does that mean? It means a lot of our supporters have given us a wide berth. Can I blame people for that? No. I can't blame people for giving us a wide berth. I can't blame people for just standing on the sidelines, but standing on the sidelines is what's going on, or people just totally against us now as a direct result of all of that stuff that all of you people have been doing and saying. You know, just the sheer fact that nobody would talk to me over Christmas, including one of you, which is a police officer. Don't you understand that? It's not even about what you've said or not said, but what you've done. Because if you're not supporting us, then there's a lot of people that are not supporting us simply because you're not supporting us, because you've gone off half-cocked or believed some of it or whatever. All of this has had a knock-on effect that's now led to where we are. Had that not happened had all of this storm not happened, the crowdfunder now would be at 10 grand already. Already it would be at 10 grand, and I know it would. But we lost too much support. So, you know, at the time of doing this video, we've got 20 supporters. So, you know, we've gone up by 11 supporters in 2 days, which is fantastic. And we've raised nearly 2 grand. It's not, or we've raised 2 grand because I got £500 payment privately. So whatever figure you see on the crowdfunder, you can add 500 quid to it, because one of our investors helped me out with 500 quid, boom, just like that, no questions asked. It's in your bank account here, and you do with it what you see is best. I want you to succeed, I don't want you to fail, which I thought was fantastic. So whatever figure you see on the crowdfunder, we've had 500 quid more. So we've had 2 grand in already, we've got 20 supporters. That we will, if that is all we've got by the end of the crowdfunder, we will fail, we will fold, that's it, end of. There's no way I can even pretend otherwise, because that would be like drowning and trying to find a straw. You know, I've got to do an awful lot of work to get all that damage, all of the damage that's been done has got to be repaired. It's all got to be undone somehow, some way. I'm never going to get some of those supporters back. No matter if every one of you came online and went, oops, sorry, I made a mistake. Ian wasn't a bad man after all. Doesn't matter, you know. It doesn't matter. Because there's a lot of supporters, there's people out there that will not come back now. It doesn't matter what you do or what you say. I have no bad feeling against any of you. But I do want you to know that all of this has had a domino effect. And it's one I'm going to deal with, because my focus is dealing with 288. It's dealing with the Royal Mint. It's not having these side fires. They're just firecrackers going off as far as I'm concerned. Because my big war is over there. Don't want to be warring here. I want to be warring there. And I want people's support to be warring there, because I tell you, if you lot lose me, who else are you going to have to stand up to these people? There's no one. There is absolutely no one standing up to these people on collectors' behalves. Regardless of what you think of me, regardless of how marmite I am, and whether you think, oh, I'm great or I'm just an absolute knobhead, doesn't matter. Understand that. There is no one going to fight your corner, and they can then do what they want with the market. Anyway. So, thanks very much. I love them all bits. I hope they all do well. I haven't got a bad word to say against any of them. And if you go and look at any of my videos, you will see, no matter how trappy I get, all this, and how angry I get, I don't actually have a bad word to say against them. And if anybody has said that I have, then you need to show us and the link to the exact minute in that video, and I'll go and have a look. And if I have, I'll hold my hands up and I'll do something about it. Alright, so that's it. I hope everybody has the rest of a lovely weekend. Thanks very much. Bye for now.